A Midrash of Ephesians, Part 8. Zephaniah 3, verses 8 through 13. Therefore wait for me, declares the Lord. For the day I will stand up to testify. I have decided to assemble the nations, to gather the kingdoms, and to pour out my wrath on them, all my fierce anger. The whole world will be consumed by the fire of my jealous anger. Then I will purify the lips of the peoples, that all of them may call on the name of the Lord and serve him shoulder to shoulder. On that day, you, Jerusalem, will not be put to shame for all the wrongs that you have done to me, because I will remove from you your arrogant boasters. Never again will you be haughty on my holy hill, but I will leave within you the meek and the humble. The remnant of Israel will trust in the name of the Lord. They will do no wrong. They will tell no lies. A deceitful tongue will not be found in their mouths. They will eat and lie down, and no one will make them afraid. Matthew 25, verse 14 through 30. Jesus said, "Again it will be like a man going on a journey, who called his servants and entrusted his wealth to them. To one he gave 5 bags of gold, to another 2 bags. To the last he gave but 1 bag of gold, each according to his ability. Then he went on his journey. The man who had received 5 bags of gold went at once and put his money to work and gained 5 bags more. So also the one who had 2 bags of gold gained 2 more. But the one who had but just 1 bag of gold, he went off, dug a hole in the ground, and hid his master's money. After a long time, the master of those servants returned and settled accounts with them. The man who had received 5 bags of gold brought out the other 5, and saying, 'Master, you've entrusted me with 5 bags of gold. See, I've gained 5 more.' His master replied, 'Well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful with a few things. I will put you in charge of many more. Come and share in your master's happiness.' The man with 2 bags of gold also came and said, 'Master, you've entrusted me with 2 bags of gold. See, I've gained 2 more.' His master replied, 'Well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful with a few things. I will put you in charge of many more. Come and share in your master's happiness.' Then the man who had received but 1 bag of gold came and said, 'Master, I knew that you are a hard man, harvesting where you have not sown and gathering where you have not scattered seed. So I was afraid, and I went out and hid your money in the ground. See, here it is, what belongs to you.' His master replied, 'You wicked and lazy servant. So you knew that I harvest where I've not sown, and that I gather where I've not scattered seed. Well then, you should have put my money on deposit with the bankers, so that when I returned I would have at least had some interest. So take the bag of gold from him, give it to the one who has 10 bags. For whoever has will be given more, and they will have an abundance. Whoever does not have, even what they have will be taken from them. And throw the worthless servant outside into the darkness, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth." Ephesians 4, 7 through 16. Jesus has given grace to each of us, yet he has distributed it as he sees fit. He has given the measure he has seen fit, and he has distributed spiritual gifts as he has seen fit. Jesus' ascension was his victory parade over his conquered foes of sin and death. And like a victorious commander, Jesus has showered his people with gifts. Jesus' ascension reminds us of his humble descent in coming to earth as a human. The one who was willing to lower himself to us has been raised to the highest heavens by his Father, and he is lifting us up with him, so that all of creation may realize the high purpose for which it was created. Jesus has given his church and every individual congregation every gift it needs to become and to accomplish God's purpose for his people. Here are the gifts. Here is what he has given us. First, apostles. Apostles are those men and women who were eyewitnesses to Jesus' resurrection. They have been authorized by Jesus with the truth of the gospel upon which the church is founded. There are also evangelists. Evangelists are those who have been equipped with finding creative and compelling ways of spreading the Christian message. Then there are pastors who have been entrusted with the care of the Christian community. And then there are teachers who are responsible for making sure Christian people understand their faith. Together, these folks have two jobs: to make sure that the community of faith has everything it needs to accomplish God's mission for them, and number two, to help the community of faith grow and mature in its faith. The goal is to strengthen Christian unity, our loyalty to King Jesus, our intimacy with God's Son. Then we will become the mature sons and daughters of God, measured by the standards of Jesus' character. God doesn't want us to stay as spiritual infants. Babies are wonderful, but no one would want their 10-year-old to still be wearing diapers, babbling, and unable to walk. God doesn't want us to be unstable, like the tiny raft in a typhoon, or a plastic bag in a hurricane. He doesn't want the church to change directions every time a smooth-talking preacher comes their way, or every time some shyster publishes a new book on what the Bible really teaches. Instead, he wants the church to grow up on a steady diet of biblical truth and Christ-like love. That will cause us to grow in Jesus' direction. Jesus will supply everything we need for that growth, and he will hold it all together as each of us works to contribute to our community of faith. Jesus will build the body up in love. Reflection. How would you describe the role God plays and the role that we are called to play in building up the body of Christ?